The most outlandish moments on paternity court.
He treated me like his girlfriend, not his daughter. I was wearing a pair of Bermuda shorts.
What?
I was wearing those and he claimed that I was looking like He
wouldn't
wouldn't even let me wear them.
Your Honor.
And then he took me to the races with him and his friend, and supposedly I was shaking my tail feather in front of his friend.
That's all her and her friend did.
I was a 12-year-old little girl.
She did abandon her kids.
She's pregnant now.
And she left her
That's
kids.
not none of your business. Have a baby so you can stop worrying about mine.
She's pregnant now,
And
but she's not wild. So what? But why?
Let's get some order.
We are about to dive deep into a tale of family dysfunction. A daughter's $5,000 plea for emotional distress was clashing with a father's denial. Will the DNA results reveal the mystery or tighten the knot? Grab your popcorn, because here we go.
I'm here today because I can't stand this man. He hasn't been there for me at all in my life. He was never there, never wanted to go to any of my birthdays. He claims he did, but he didn't show up to any of my birthdays. He claims he did so much for me when I was a kid. He wasn't there at all for me when I was a kid. My mom died when I was 16 years old, and I called him looking for comfort.
Meet Miss Barrett and Mr. Jones, a duo so defective they made reality TV families look like textbook examples. He claimed to be a dad. She insisted he's a no-show. But oh, the twists! From missed birthdays to funeral fiascos, their saga was dramatic with a capital D.
That is not true, Your Honor. I felt that it was not right for me to be there. I was no longer with her mother. That's my past. This is my future here. And it would be disrespect to my new fiance of going to her mother's funeral, which she didn't even show up for her own grandparents' funeral. My parents had passed away before her mother did.
Picture this, a father doubting his daughter's lineage while the daughter grappled with daddy issues. The defendant insisted he doubted her existence due to a mommy's teenage tryst, and so the suspicions began, and left the daughter feeling broken and longing for paternal love.
My grandma raised me, not anybody else. It was my grandma and her husband that raised me and took care of me. My mom wasn't even there.
And so all your life you believe Mr. Jones to be your biological father?
That's what I was told.
Is he on your birth certificate?
No, but I wrote his name on my birth certificate when I was like 7 because I was told he was my dad.
Moving on, the daughter unfolds her life, and we get a front row seat as we discover the sour notes in their relationship. Things took a much more sour turn when Miss Barrett claimed to be sold to her grandmother. Yeah, you heard that right. The harmony in their bond turned harsh long before the court stepped in.
As a young girl, by my grandma, I was told that he was my father for sure, no doubt. As I got older and I could understand stuff more, I was given more options and told that my mom was a wild teenager.
So as you got older, people began to tell you your mom may have slept with more than one person during that time.
Yeah, I was told it was actually close family members of his.
In this tangled web of familial drama, reasons for betrayal emerge. Miss Barrett revealed her mom's alleged sale at 6 months, and Daddy Dearest counters with accusations of her mother's drug habits. Could this get any more crazy? I sure hope not. But you never know with these people.
She had everything that she ever wanted, and she can't call me a liar about it. She's had more than what half of these kids in this world.
But not from him, from my
Ask her
grandmother.
about the motorcycles that I bought her for $4,000 when she was just little that I ordered from California. Ask her about the waterbed, the computer.
Ugh, navigating this sea of contradictions was getting harder and harder. Bet you thought there wouldn't be any more shocking revelations. Well, you couldn't have been more wrong, because the daughter threw another accusation at the father, which was beyond comprehension, to say the least. Literally at a loss for words here.
He treated me like his girlfriend, not his daughter. I was wearing a pair of Bermuda shorts.
What?
I was wearing those and he claimed that I was looking like He
had-
wouldn't even let me wear them.
Your Honor.
And
Your
then
Honor,
he took me to the races with him and his friend, and supposedly I was shaking my tail feather in front
That's
of his
all
friend.
her and her friend
I was like
did.
12-year-old little girl.
Time to settle down the pleas these guys had against each other. Mr. Jones claimed to have been robbed by the daughter, and he had a whole story to explain the context of that allegation. And boy, we were all ears for that one.
All she could do is sit on the couch and smirk at me while her friend smirked. So something just told me, go in my room and check. So I went in my room, I checked my thing. I was missing $500. I come back out and I asked her, I said, Stephanie, where's my money? What money, Dad? Trying to play me stupid, Your Honor. And I told her, I know I had $2,000. I'm not dummy.
Ugh, the grievances these guys had with each other seemed to have no end. As the climax got nearer, the daughter came up with more questions for the beloved father. And then the notorious girlfriend stepped in. And yep, you guessed it right. Miss Barrett had a problem with her too.
Do you or do you not believe Miss Barrett is Mr. Jones' biological daughter?
He's never said to me that he didn't think that Stephanie was not his.
And if I find out she's
All right.
not mine, I still love her, man. I raised her ever since she was little.
Thank you, ma'am, for your testimony. You may be seated.
The long-awaited DNA results were in. Finally! Brace yourself for the bombshell, the reveal that will either shatter illusions or cement familial bonds. The truth lurks in the next chunk. Let's hear it, shall we?
It has been determined by this court that Mr. Jones, you are her father. You were suing for damages of $5,000 for it was negligent infliction of emotional distress.
Brace yourselves, paternity folks, for a roller coaster of love, doubt, and unexpected connections. Because Miss Brown and Mr. Rutledge were in a paternity battle over the 1-year-old baby girl. Get ready for the courtroom showdown of the century.
Me and Mr. Rutledge, we had sexual relations, and my doctor told me that I conceived May 25th on that day. I did not have sex with anyone else on that day, did not have sex with anyone else around that time. Now, yes, before me and Mr. Rutledge got serious, I did, I had relations with other people, but never around the time that I conceived.
We are about to enter the domain of questionable romance, where these guys' relationship wasn't exactly a fairy tale. It's a saga involving cousins, brothers, and a daughter caught in the middle, and conveniently leaving out quite a few details.
First of all, me and Ms. Brown was never in a relationship. I met Ms. Brown she was seeing my cousin, they was dating for a while. She got with my other cousin, had a one-night stand with him. The product from him got with my brother. When she got with my brother, she ran the same story on my brother and told my brother that she was pregnant by him.
Well, the doubts and reservations were running pretty deep over here. But no worries, because baby mama went on a long rant justifying all her actions. And boy, did she make good points. The judge, along with the rest of the court, could just sit there tight-lipped and listen.
You don't have to pay for a morning after pill because everyone knows that a morning after pill is free whether you have insurance or not. So I never would say, can you pay for a morning after pill? As far as me having one-night stands and all that with his cousins, if he felt that I had one-night stands with his cousin or his brother, why would you turn around and have unprotected sex with me?
Moving on from that monologue, we jumped straight into another one. Oh yeah, because the supposed baby daddy had the gall to question mommy's version. And yup, she was not having it. Discover the unexpected twist in the tale as Miss Brown reveals the details of how she ended up pregnant.
And you were maybe being a little more sexually promiscuous than you are now. Was this at all during the window of conception?
No.
So that he could maybe be doubtful about the paternity?
No, I'm not saying that, he should just be so sure. I'm not saying that at all. But I know for a fact that around the time that I conceived, I didn't have sex with no one else.
Next up, we were about to step into the whirlwind of confusion and desperation surrounding the window of conception. The parties involved were drowning in uncertainty, conflicting stories, and a questionable relationship status. The defendant's reaction? Priceless.
He didn't believe me at first, so I had to show him the paper. I showed him the paper and everything, like, see, I'm pregnant. And basically, he was just like, he already got kids. He don't know what I'm gonna do. He really kind of leaned towards me getting an abortion. He wanted me to get an abortion. But he was like, but if she's mine, he always kept saying, like, if she's mine. So he's like, but if she's mine, I will take care of her.
Well, Miss Brown was hardly letting anyone speak. But hold on, because now it was Mr. Rutledge's turn to narrate his version. The classic he said, she said battle was going strong over here.
This and that, and first of all, it was never about the baby. It was all about she wanted to be with me. And she don't care whether the baby mines or not.
So when you gave birth to Sanaya, did Mr. Rutledge, did he show up to the hospital?
No, his sister, Mrs. Rutledge, was there when I had the baby. She was there like every day.
It appears the sister was more involved than the baby daddy in this whole chaotic mess, and her presence wasn't making things easier as well. Her comments, accompanied by the vile statements of the defendant, were fanning the paternity flames even more. No words for the conversations these guys were having.
She said, I hope the baby dies. I'm not gonna tell you what she told me about my kids. She came to my mom's house, said she was gonna leave her daughter on the doorstep of my mom. I said, don't do that because I'm not there, no one's there. She said, I don't care, man. She took a picture of the door and sent it to my phone.
Oh boy, the drama with these guys, it just kept heating up. And Miss Rutledge was not done interfering yet. Nope. However, the plaintiff had her aunt on her side to back her up, which she did. If only things had remained calm and collected. Was that too much to ask?
If you know it's a possibility that this is your baby, then why not? And yes, when my niece was running the streets and partying and doing what she did abandon her kids.
She's pregnant now.
And she left her
That's
kids.
not none of your business. Have a baby so you can stop worrying about
She's
mine.
pregnant now,
And
but she's not wild. So what? But why?
Let's get some order.
We've established that these guys had doubts, and they were standing by those claims too. So why not tackle this whole situation earlier? Why did they let things get this messy? Well, it seems the brother-sister duo had been MIA when that was supposed to take place.
She gave me the paperwork. She told me that they were filing for paternity. I told her that I would go ahead and relay it to him, which I did. When the day of the court came, neither one of them showed.
The first one, Jasmine, showed up. The second one, neither one of them showed up.
Let's make something clear, because it's not a lot of talking, but I
It's
just
a
don't
lot
feel
of
like
drama
we're
with
getting
these
anywhere.
Hold your breath now, because the DNA test results were ready to be revealed. The tension was escalating, emotions running high, and the truth was about to hit like a plot twist. Who's the real baby daddy? Let's see.
It has been determined by this court that you are her father.
What? Now what? What do y'all gotta say now? Exactly. I thought that's what y'all had to say.
I apologize. I just want to know for sure, Jazz. That's it, man.
But now you know, but you missed 16 months though.
You're right.
In a real-life courtroom saga, faced with a paternity predicament involving a self-proclaimed playboy, a mother sought clarity from Judge Lake. The accused, Mr. Tidwell, sang the No Strings Attached tune, alleging the mother was trying to attribute her child to him.
Your Honor, Mr. Tidwell does not have a relationship with my son. The only time he's actually seen my son is when I've made it a convenience for him and brought him to him. That means traveling 4 hours on bus, driving 2 hours on the car to drive to him. He hasn't helped with diapers. He barely helped with any clothes, and it hurts.
Plot twist, the defendant played the role of a deadbeat daddy, denying the baby while giving it a name. However, when it came to assuming parental responsibilities, he was notably absent, leaving the mother in a challenging situation.
I think she's more wants me to be the dad than she really believes I'm the dad. She's obsessed with me, and she's done a lot of different things to make me feel like I'm not the father. She's left town. She's left me with the baby for weeks.
It was not a week.
She has to communicate with me. She has other men around.
But you named the child.
She gave me the right to do that.
Mr. Tidwell insisted it was merely a fling with no commitment. This did not sit well with Miss Lockridge, leading to a heated verbal exchange. The drama escalated with accusations flying in both directions. Mr. Tidwell dropped the bomb that Miss Lockridge had been involved with another man, raising doubts about his paternity. Undeterred, the mother vehemently denied all allegations.
We've been messing around for 6 years. I did leave for a 2-year period because I had to get my life back on track.
You had another kid.
It was casual sex after the first year. That first year, I was dedicated, diehard man fan. Remember that? Nobody else is until I realized he was nothing for me. He was not my future.
Judge Lake stepped into the pregnancy drama, revealing that the baby mama attempted to surprise Mr. Tidwell with heartfelt notes, sparking a significant paternity dispute. But that's not all. Mr. Tidwell revealed he impregnated another woman, prompting the baby mama to desire his child as well. Despite Mr. Tidwell's defensive stance, she stood her ground and unveiled the truth.
I was happy that I was pregnant, so I'm not gonna ruin the happiness by telling you in front of your brother that I'm pregnant with you when I don't know how you were gonna react, because every time I bring anything to you, you react all negative and I get sideways. When we conceived my child, I told him I just had my period a week ago.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
He said, shut up, and we kept going at it.
Oh,
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Revelations exposed Mr. Tidwell's questionable behavior. Even amid a complicated pregnancy, he was conspicuously absent and had made no contributions. To defend himself, he put on quite a charade.
I mean, he just got another girl pregnant 4 months prior, and I asked him, what you gonna do about it? He said, if it's mine, then I'm gonna take care of it. So next time I come over, heck yeah, I'm excited.
So you hear he got another girl pregnant.
Yep.
And then it made you excited to be pregnant?
No, when I found out I was pregnant, I was excited because I was gonna have his baby.
Judge Lake, witnessing the ongoing battle of accusations, called in a witness, Miss Harrington, who alleged that Miss Lockridge was obsessed with Mr. Tidwell. However, this didn't unfold as planned.
What do you believe, ma'am? Do you believe this is your grandson?
She is very obsessed with my son.
I am not obsessed. I was in love with him.
All she talks about is how much she wants to be with him and how she's got a prayer closet at home for him. One day he's gonna be her husband. You know, this is just obsession, really.
Both parties engaged in a never-ending back and forth, with the defendant claiming the baby mama left her child at their place to visit another man. She swiftly debunked that story.
You call them and say, can you keep King?
I said, did you want to spend time with your son? Because I'm fixing to go take a modeling shoot in Nevada.
No,
hang out with my cousin.
that
She
was
just
not
dropped the
it.
baby
She
off.
came to
I
visit
didn't.
and brought him to visit. While she was visiting, she decided to leave.
Yes.
With a relentless exchange, Judge Lake dropped the bombshell results. Would they bring happiness, or would Mama have to embark on more detective work? Stay tuned for the shocking paternity results.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Tidwell, you are not his father.
Are you kidding me?
Messed up, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
From the bottom of my broken heart, Wallace Tidwell, I'm sorry. And to your whole family, I apologize.